Have you ever handed over your life's most precious treasures without even realizing it? Consider this a wake-up call. As the sun sets on your career and the responsibilities of raising children fade, there's a subtle yet powerful transition that many face. You may find yourself embracing a quiet life, one where you feel your role is to be useful, unnoticed, and accommodating. It is here in the golden years that danger lurks not in the form of illness or solitude, but in the willingness to surrender what makes you truly, fundamentally you. Let's meet Evelyn, a woman who had spent her life ensuring everyone else thrived. Her children, their spouses, friends in need. She wore her generosity like a badge of honor. But as she approached her 60s, a creeping doubt began to settle in her heart. What was left for her? In the effort to love her family, had she lost the essence of her own identity? Evelyn would often sit at her kitchen table, sunlight streaming through the window, illuminating the half-formed ideas she'd never pursued. The shoes she'd never worn when she dreamed of traveling, the art supplies gathering dust because she feared judgment. In giving, she thought she was building a strong foundation for her loved ones, but instead, she was relinquishing her dignity. Imagine the weight of those moments day by day, where decision after decision leads to a numbing silence, a life governed by the expectations of others. As she watched her children lead their own lives, she felt herself becoming a ghost in her own home. The chaos of their noise was drowned by a stillness inside her, a void that echoed, "What about me?" And more fatty, the Stoics say, love your fate. The acceptance of what life brings is a profound act of courage. But this acceptance cannot flourish without honor and respect for one's own needs. The turning point for Evelyn came on one ordinary Tuesday. While folding laundry, she came across an old journal, a collection of her dreams, desires, and the vibrant woman she once was. A flood of memories washed over her, the excitement of painting in a class or hiking in the mountains. In that moment, clarity pierced through her fog, a realization that the essence of who she was had not faded away, but had been willingly buried under layers of expectations and entitlements. It was time to reclaim her life. Slowly and with thoughtful intention, she began to unearth the 7 things she had so carelessly given away. Her passions, her opinions, her independence, her time, her creativity, her dignity, and ultimately her joy. Each item she claimed back was a silent act of rebellion against the complacency that threatened to define her remaining years. With each brushstroke on canvas, she was not simply rediscovering art, she was painting her own narrative back into existence. The journey to self-reclamation wasn't easy. It required sacrifice and the defiance of the well-meaning guilt that crept in when she chose her own needs over those of her children. It was in these trials that her true strength was tested. Evelyn began to embrace the beauty of solitude, finding purpose not through the validation of others, but in the deep-rooted satisfaction of knowing and honoring herself. As days turned into months, the garden of her life began to blossom, thriving on her newfound independence. The powerful truth that echoes from her journey is this: in our quest to nurture others, we must never forget to nurture ourselves. The legacy we leave behind is not just found in our sacrifices, but also in the courage to be ourselves, flaws and all. The Stoics remind us, as Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. As you navigate your own challenges of life's later chapters, reflect, what have you been willing to give away in the name of love? And what will it take for you to reclaim your own narrative, to live boldly without apology, and to ensure that your spirit remains unshaken? So I invite you to ask yourself, what treasures have you surrendered? What are you ready to take back to give your life meaning once more? Embrace this moment, for it is yours. The journey to reclaiming your essence awaits.